Hey y'all, Desiree here. It is a dreary day here in Atlanta, so I thought a nice little stretchy sequence would be just the ticket. At least that's what my body needs right now. So just so you all know, I am 22 weeks pregnant, so I'm in my 5th month of pregnancy. So this is prenatal friendly, but of course you are more than welcome to do this if you are not pregnant. In fact, it will still probably feel very good. And if you are pregnant and doing this, please check with your doctor before you begin any sort of physical activity, just to make sure it's okay for you. That's actually good advice for anybody. So we're actually going to start in the seated position. And then I am going to be sitting up on a folded blanket today just to give my hips a little more space. So you can sit up on a folded blanket, a couple blankets, a folded towel, a pillow, some yoga blocks, whatever you feel would give you a little extra boost if you need it. So we're just going to take an easy, comfortable seat, starting with our left hand on the floor, reaching up and over, stretching towards the left, reaching through those fingertips, but keeping that right hip on the ground. And up and over the other way, really lengthening the side of the body, keeping both hips planted down onto the floor. And reach up and over. Stretching, and again, make sure you're breathing evenly here. And we'll do one more time each way. Stretching up and over. And last one, up and over, keeping both hips on the floor. And coming back up to center. Good, go ahead and roll your shoulders back. We're gonna tilt our head to the left, and if you want, you can bring that left hand up and over just to gently pull down, stretching out the right side of the neck. Keep that right shoulder pulled back. And just gently stretching here. Good, nice. Up and over to the other side. Again, you can bring that hand up and over if you'd like to add a little gentle pressure, and then keep that left shoulder pulled back as we stretch the neck. Nice. Couple more breaths here. And come back up, good. From here, we're gonna take our hands to our knees. On your next exhale, you're going to round your spine, pulling your belly button in if you can. I cannot. Pulling the belly button in. And then inhale, sitting up nice and tall, lifting your chest towards the ceiling, and exhale, round your back. Good, inhale, lifting up, and exhale, round. Pulling your belly button in if you can, and inhale to lift. One more time, exhale, round. And inhale to come back up. Good, nice. From here, let's go ahead and switch the cross of our legs. That does tend to feel a little weird. Bring your hands to your knees once again, and we're just gonna circle our rib cage. Nice big circles, bringing it forward, to the side, to the back, to the side. We'll do one more circle on this side, and then the other way. Good, circling, just bringing some movement to the spine. And we've got one more. And good. Go ahead and roll your wrists, just circling them. Nice big circles, maybe even flaring your fingers as you go. And we'll go the other way, spreading your fingers wide. Good. And shake it out. Nice. From here, I want you to take the left heel of your hand, press it towards me, pull your fingers back so we get a nice stretch in our forearm. If your elbows are hyperextended like mine are, just bring a slight bend to that elbow so we're not locking it out. Good. Still breathing here, still sitting up nice and tall. And we're gonna flip it over, stretching our forearm the other way. So same thing here, if you've got hyperextended elbows like mine, just bring a slight bend to it. Good. And shake it out. Let's do the other side. So press the, ooh, this side's tighter on me. Press the heel of the hand towards me, Pulling your fingertips back, slight bend in the elbow if you've got those crazy hyperextended elbows like I do. Good, and flip your hand over. Stretching the other way. Nice, and release, good. Shake it out. From here, I want you to bring the soles of your feet together, sitting up nice and tall, holding onto your ankles. So we're not forcing our knees down right now. I just want you to sit in this position just to get a little bit of stretch on the inner thigh. Sitting up nice and tall. And then if you'd like, you can kind of rock side to side, or maybe even forward and back. Just gently bringing some movement to our body in this position. Nothing crazy. Maybe even making small circles, whatever you feel like your hips want to do while you're here. And we'll just do a couple more circles if you're circling, settling back to center. Good. From here, we're going to do a little hip stretchy sequence. So bring your feet flat to the floor. I'm actually going to remove my blanket for this so I can sit flat on the floor. We're going to do a 90-90 sit. So please excuse the bottom of my feet. So we're taking a 90-90 sit here, which means I want your front knee at a 90-degree angle, your back knee at a 90-degree angle. People have a tendency to close that back knee, so I want you to make sure that you've got a nice 90-degree angle here. Feet are flexed, and then you're going to square yourself over the front leg. So my shoulders are squared over that front knee. From here, I'm just going to rock forward and back. You might be able to go a little further than me. My tummy's starting to get in the way. Just rocking forward and back, bringing some movement to the hips. Nice. Good. So make sure you're keeping that back knee at a 90-degree angle. It does have a tendency to close up. Good. Keep bringing some movement. Nice. A couple more rocks. And come back to center. Good. We're going to switch over to the other side. So I'm just going to bring my hands behind me, keeping my feet where they are, and taking it to the other side. So correcting as needed so that we have that 90-degree angle in the front knee and the back knee. Hands come to the floor. Make sure that we're squaring our shoulders over that front knee, and then we'll just gently rock forward and back. Whew, this side's a little tighter on me. So you'll pretty much mostly find with all stretches that one side is going to be a little tighter than the other, and that's totally fine because we are not perfectly symmetrical with all of our movements. We'll do a few more rocks here. And settle back to center. Nice. I'm just going to put my blanket here because my yoga mat has a mind of its own right now. And we'll come back to the front. Good. So go ahead and bring your knees together. You can bring them all the way together if you want, or slightly apart. Hands come to your shins, and you can just round the back, relaxing here. So you can take your feet as wide as you need to. And then inhale to sit up tall. Nice, good. From here, I'm going to bring my blanket back under my tush. We're going to do a few more seated stretches. Good. And I'm going to come to that bound angle pose again with my feet together, holding onto the ankles, sitting up nice and tall. I'm just going to stretch the left leg out to the side. So only go as far as you can go here, not forcing the leg any more than it wants to go. And bring that right heel a little closer to you. From here, reach up and over with that right arm, stretching towards the left. And you can have your hand on your thigh. You can come to your elbow on your thigh, hand on your shin, ankle, foot, whichever place feels good for you. But I want you to think about opening towards the ceiling rather than crunching down towards the floor. So we're lengthening that side of the body, reaching the spine, stretching it nice and long. And reaching out to come back up. Good, switch sides. Stretching your right leg out to the side, bringing that left heel closer to you. And then we're going to reach up and over, stretching out that left side of the body, lengthening, thinking about opening up towards the ceiling. Good. Holding it for another breath or two. And reaching out to come up. Nice, good. From here, let's go ahead and make our way to table pose. So I'll move my blanket out of the way. Coming to hands directly to the outsides of the shoulders. Knees are just under the hips. And I do like to keep my feet tucked under, but you can untuck them if you'd like. So from here, we're gonna do a few rounds of cat-cow because you can never go wrong with cat-cow. As you inhale, melt your chest towards the floor, lifting your head and tail. And exhale, round your back, pressing the floor away from you, keeping your arms straight for both of these poses. Inhale, melt the chest, lifting your head and tail. And exhale, round your back. Good. We'll do one more time. Inhale, melt your chest towards the floor, lifting your head and tail. And exhale, round the back, pressing the floor away from you, pulling your belly button towards your spine. And inhale, come back to center. Good, go ahead and step your right foot forward for lunge, a low lunge. And you can have that hand on the outer edge of the hand, or you can have the hand on the outside of the foot. For me, it's been more helpful these days to have my hand on the inside because my belly gets in the way. But if you feel perfectly comfortable here, then that's totally fine. So instead of holding this pose, I want you to just rock forward and back. So we're going between low lunge and runner's stretch. So as we come into low lunge, I want you to reach through the crown of your head. As we come into runner's stretch, I want you to flex the front foot, pulling your toes back towards your face, pulling that right hip under, and then again, reaching forward, lengthening the spine, stretching back, flexing that foot, digging that front heel down into the ground. We'll do it one more time, forward and back. And stretch back. Good, come forward once again. We'll stay here, bringing your hands to the front knee. And you can either stay here, or if you'd like, you can reach that left arm up for a little bit of a back bend. Stretching. Breathing. And bring that arm down. Good. Go ahead and make your way back to table. We'll step the left foot forward for low lunge. So again, you can either have that hand on the inside of the leg or the outside, whatever feels best for you. And once again, we're gonna rock forward and back. Ooh, a little tight on this side. Stretch forward, lengthening through the crown of your head. And reach back, straightening that front leg. Pulling the left hip under, and again, rock forward, reaching through the crown of your head, and rocking back, peeling the toes back toward your face, and reaching forward. Let's do one more time, forward and back, and rocking back. Good, coming back to that low lunge. Let's go ahead and bring our hands to the front knee, lifting up, and then if you want, you can reach up with that right arm, stretching tall, maybe getting a little bit of back bend. This is literally my back bend right now. So do what feels good for you. Good, bring that arm down. Come back to table, nice. And then I'm gonna face you. You can face me or you can stay facing the side, whatever works for you. So we're gonna stay on our knees and extend the left leg out to the side. So you can either have your toes pointing forward or you can have your heel down on the ground, whichever one feels good. I prefer this way. And then I'm just gonna slide out a little bit more so that I get a little bit of a stretch on that right inner thigh. And then I'm just gonna rock forward and back. So we get a nice adductor stretch, adductor. Those are on the inner thighs. Or I could have just said inner thighs, I suppose. Rocking forward and back. Nice. And if this is too much on your knees, you can always fold your yoga mat over for a little more padding, or use your blanket that you were sitting on before. And settle back to center. We'll go ahead and switch sides. This time, right leg out to the side. You can slide out a little bit. And then we'll rock forward and back. Getting a nice stretch on the inner thighs, keeping your back flat. And if you want, you can always use yoga blocks to lift the floor a little bit and bring it closer to you. That's never cheating. Okay, we'll just rock a couple more times. Nice, and coming back to center, good. Let's just do one more little stretch. And once again, I'm gonna bring my blanket under my tush, just so I can sit up on it, giving myself a little bit of space. Okay, so from here, we're gonna take our heels to the floor, holding on to the outer edges of your feet if you can. And we're just gonna walk our feet forward. Inhale, and then exhale to relax. Just stretching forward. And then if this pose does not feel great for you, you can always keep your knees bent and just relax forward here. So it's always about modifying to do what feels good for your body. We never want to be in pain. Take one more breath here. Good, inhale to come back up. And exhale to close it out. Good, thank you so much for practicing with me today. Hopefully you feel a little more stretched out. I feel better and like I'm ready to conquer that dreary weather that we have out here today. So whether you have sunshine or snow or anything in between, I hope this helped you feel a little bit better. And don't forget to check out my other videos on my YouTube channel with more yoga for you to enjoy at home.